On today's episode of Inside Houston Real Estate, we are in the highly sought after community called Garden Oaks, which is convenient to freeway access to get you all over this city. We are featuring an amazing new build, in fact, just listed 2 days ago by Majestad Homes. We've met with the developer. He's pointed out some incredible features. We can't wait to take you inside. This home, 5 bedrooms, 5 full baths, 2 half baths, 6,016 square feet, 11,200 square foot lot, and is listed for $2,299,000. Folks, this home has some touches and some features that we haven't seen on any of the home tours that we've done, and there's been over 60 home tours done. Folks, this home has 2 primary suites, 2 laundry rooms, and we are standing now on a semicircular driveway, which is great for parking. Before we take you inside, let's talk a little bit about the exterior of this home. So Morgan, let's point out the driveway here if you can. Folks, as I mentioned, tons of room for parking, so if you're having guests over, there's also a side load garage, which we're gonna get to a little bit later. But let's talk about the exterior of the house. I love the white painted brick. You have the black window frames, and if you look up on the soffit, there's tons of downlighting that will really illuminate this house at nighttime. Now, the other features I want to point out, if you look above the top windows, and even the one here in the middle on this first floor, you'll see a wood beam or a wood accent trim piece that goes along. That is a really nice touch. I love the exterior lighting. I love the metal awning that comes over the covered front entryway. And what about the landscaping? Really nicely done, lined with bushes on each side. What more is there to say about this? It's a beautiful build. The lighting is exceptional, and I really love the lot. Morgan, you can actually turn around and let people see that you can come in on this semicircular driveway either on the left side or on the right side. It doesn't matter. But if you drive through this neighborhood, this is one of the few driveways that is built like this. All right, let's go inside. Now, we talked about the cool lighting, and now you can even see a close-up on these wood beams here above the windows. Just the attention to detail on this house. This builder has been doing this for a while, and I really like working with him. So let's step inside. You have your covered entryway, and this is really nice because this is a deep entryway, very cool tile on the floors here, and you have wood paneling on the ceiling in front of the door. All right, now, one of the things I really love are pivot doors. Look at the size of this pivot door, folks. This is a 10-foot high, or maybe 9.5 foot high pivot door, steel and glass. This is beautiful. All right, so the first thing I noticed coming inside, this is an extremely open floor plan. More, if you come in, you'll notice that you have 11-foot high ceilings. And folks, as we go through this, I'm gonna get, you know what I'm known for, folks. I'm known for pointing out a lot of details. So this one is gonna be a highly detailed tour. So we're in the entryway. If you point up to the ceiling, you will notice linear vents. Folks, I met with the developer, as I mentioned, and we went over kind of some of the features in this house. Linear vents are a lot more expensive. These cost $350 each, as opposed to those little square vents that you see. And they provide for a nice modern feel. So let's flow this way first, Morgan. And on the opposite side of the entry, you have your dining area, wood beams in the ceiling. And folks, there's a ton of lighting in this house. Now, let me also point out this. The windows that you see in this home are built by Enerlux. That company doesn't do any type of marketing. They're growing just by word of mouth. Builders are starting to use them. In this home alone, there are $60,000 worth of windows. And I want to point that out because a lot of times people have no idea what the cost of windows are. But you have the dark window frames and windows all over the place, so it allows for a lot of natural light to flood through this entire home. And Morgan, we're going to get back to this floating staircase, but I absolutely love this. And a very similar staircase was done in a Bender's Landing home that we filmed, which will be featured on the channel next. All right, so let's go back this way. And before we take you into one of the two primary bedrooms, let's kind of cover this area here. So you have a glass and steel framed bar area here. And let me point out also, Morgan, if you pan down, there's a lock on it. So if you have kids, housekeepers, and you're worried about them getting into your liquor cabinet, you can lock this up, which is a nice touch. But Morgan, there's not enough room for both of us here, so I'll let you step inside. But folks, really cool decorative mirror, nice cabinet space. You have your wine fridge in here, cabinets. I love this shelf here. I'll actually go in. And this is a nice touch where you can hang your stemware here. So if you have beautiful stemware, it's great to showcase it inside this room. But this is just nice because it is just off of the kitchen and your great room area. All right, Morgan, now this kitchen is very, very nice. So let's start with the expansive island. And folks, there's some unique features about this island. Not only does it have a waterfall edge, it is quartz, but take a look at this. Get a close-up of this, Morgan. So this is a pop-up where you have your USB and your USB-C plug-in on this side. You have your regular outlet on this side. But folks, the top of this is actually a charging pad. So you have two of these on the island, one on this side, one on the opposite side. And what I want to do is work our way through here. You have a nice, beautiful, full backsplash. And folks, mostly Thermador appliances. So you have this 6-burner Thermador range. I love the fact that they put a pot filler in, one of my favorite features. Under cabinet lighting. You have soft close cabinetry on the drawers as well as the upper cabinets. Take a look at that, nice and slow. You have down lighting inside the cabinets on the uppers, so a really nice touch. Now, what I will point out, you have a beautiful microwave here. It's actually built by Sharp, not Thermador, but take a look at this. And I think we've seen this once before. Normally, microwaves are gonna have the keypad on the front. This actually pulls down and here's your keypad hidden away. So it keeps a nice sleek feel. I love this deep baking sink. He put a lot of the extras in here, the Rubati, which we've seen on some of the other tours, accessory here. So this is nicely done. I like the crane of the faucet here. But this is beautiful. What do you think about this kitchen, Morgan?
I think it's beautiful. I think it's very seamless. I love the green cabinetry. We don't see a lot of that.
You don't, and we don't, and hardly anybody does. But you're right. It's a two-tone kitchen, and I forgot to point that out, so good catch. So you have white cabinets on this side, and you have the green on the island. It's a really nice pop. Here's your dishwasher, and here is your trash pull-out right here. Now, take a look at the pendant lights. They're really like tiny mini chandeliers hanging down. There's 3 of them because, as I mentioned, this is a really expansive island. Now, you have your Thermador double oven built in here. Love the fact that the cabinets go all the way to the ceiling. Full backsplash on here, quartz countertop. And Morgan, before we work our way around the island, let's come this way. This is basically your Butler's pass-through here. So you have nice countertop space here to service the dining room that we mentioned when we first came in. Green cabinets in here as well. And Morgan, take a look at this pantry, a nice walk-in pantry, same quartz countertops and same green color, kind of an olive color cabinetry that's also an island. And you have floating shelves going all the way around. Now, while we're standing here, I do want to point out that you have 8-foot high door frames, and they did really some nice trim work around the door frame there. All right, let's work our way back this way. This, folks, by the way, is a Thermador refrigerator. And Morgan, come around the island this side. I want to point out a few things here. So take a look at the detail here. And then underneath, you have a ton of cabinet space that spans the length of the island. So folks, for most people, this should be adequate as far as your cabinet and your storage space. All right, let me put these back. All right, now we are basically in your great room. You have kind of a dry bar area here with floating shelves, and this remote control right here, I'll hit it. This operates the fireplace. Now, it's a gas fireplace. You can change the lighting on the inside, but there's also a thermostat attached to this, so this thing kicks out a lot of heat, which is a really nice feature. Now, you have a nice mantle here, and we have to talk about this stone wall. It almost looks like a quartz. I'm not sure exactly what the material is here, but it goes from floor to ceiling. Really nice touch, and you have more floating shelves on this side. So you have these kind of dry counter, dry bar areas on each side that bookend this beautiful fireplace. All right, take a look at the ceiling fan, Morgan. This reminds me, it's not obviously as large, but this reminds me of those big ceiling fans in Costco.
Yes, or in the gyms.
Or in the gyms, exactly. So we haven't seen a ceiling fan like this in any of the homes that we've toured. All right, now, on this side here, you have basically your breakfast nook, another cool light fixture. And I also want to talk about the flooring. So these are white oak floors, and what the unique feature about these it's not so much the floors, it's the subflooring. So the builder, was really conscientious of when you walk on these floors, you don't feel a lot of give. So the subfloor, which is normally in most homes is 3/4 of an inch, this is 1 1/8 inch subfloor. So it's a lot more solid than what you're going to find in most places. Now, while we're here, let's also talk about the fact that you have a decent sized backyard. Remember, we're in an urban area, folks, so you're not going to get a huge lot, although this is 11,200 square feet. You have a double door entry, and I guess we should step out while we're here. Morgan, you can follow me out here. And you can see, folks, there is a built-in kitchen here. And look at the length of this patio. I mean, this is huge. You have 2 ceiling fans. You have outlets at tops that are pre-wired if you want to do some surround sound speakers. Nice grill, vented hood right here. Sink. And this area here is perfect for you to put a beverage refrigerator. So this is nicely done. And I also like the fact that the fence along the backyard that surrounds us is wood, and it's a nice color of wood. There's a lot of nice contrast here. All right, let's step back inside. So we're going to show you the primary bedroom here on the first floor, and after that, we're going to work our way to the garage in the downstairs laundry room, because as I mentioned, there are 2 laundry rooms here. So let's work our way back towards the primary bedroom. But before we get there, I want to point out that you have one of your half baths here on the first floor, and these are really nice, solidly constructed doors. Morgan, I'll let you step inside. So I love the sink. It's kind of that rectangular bowl type sink. Very cool wallpaper. Also, you have the green cabinets in here. And while we're here, folks, the other feature I want to point out is that the developer used rock wool insulation, which is a really high insulation. It's water resistant, it's fire resistant, and it also helps with the sound insulation in the house. So this powder room is one of the areas that has it. You're going to see a fabulous media room upstairs. It has it there, and some of the other areas internal or inside the home. All right, now let's make our way to the primary bedroom. This is a nice touch here. You have a barn door here that leads into your primary suite. So the reason they did that is because you have your primary bathroom on my right here, and you have your primary bedroom on the left. So for privacy purposes, if you are in the bath or shower and you are, let's say, butt naked, and you're walking across and you have guests here, you want to be able to block this area off. So that's the purpose for the barn door. So I think it's a nice touch. So let's talk about the bedroom first. Really nice size bedroom. That's a king size bed, and as you can see, you have nightstands. They're not huge nightstands, but you can go a lot larger. I love the pendant lights that hang down instead of doing a table lamp. This has become more and more popular over the last couple of years. Really nice wood beams along the ceiling. And look at the amount of lighting that is up there. I mean, you have 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. What is that? Eight lights, whatever it is. There's a lot of lighting in here. And then you can also access your outdoor patio, rear covered patio from this area. So the yard itself, folks, if you wanted to put a spa, I don't know if you can do a pool there or not, but you can definitely get some type of water back there. This will give you easy access to the outside. So really nice and seamless. All right, now let's take a look at this primary bathroom. I really love this bathroom. Morgan, when you walk in, give me your thoughts of this, what you first see when you come in.
It's very bright, it's very clean, and I love the materials that he used, especially on the flooring. I think it's just very well done and very cohesive.
I agree with you. Now, they went with the green cabinetry in here, but this is a slightly darker green, I believe, than what we've seen in the kitchen. It's a different shade.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, this is a little bit darker. I love these sconce lights. So you have 4 of those. Same quartz countertops that we saw in the kitchen. But take a look at this soaking tub.
I have to say, I love how he does his bathrooms. The soaking tub, the stand-up shower, it's all very, very thought out.
Right, and even the house that we shot in Bender's Landing, his other house, we talked about the width of the bathroom.
Yes.
So you don't feel too crammed up in here, but let's also point out the fact, and let me swing around, is you have a tile surround, folks, that goes from floor to ceiling, wrapping around all the way into the shower area. And nice size shower. Not only do you have the handheld and the regular shower head, but if you point up, Morgan, there's a rain head at the top as well. You have your shower niche here, and this is another feature he did in the house in Bender's Landing, is you have a really long bench seat in the shower. So folks, normally you see a little bench seat at the back of the shower. I like the fact that this runs linear across. Really nice touch. Tons of windows, as I mentioned earlier, so you have a lot of natural light in this bathroom.
And I love the placement of the windows too. They're pretty high up, so there still is a lot of privacy.
Absolutely. So folks, just so you know, I'm 6'2", probably 6'3" with shoes on. And so, I mean, I could shower in here and no one's gonna be able to see me. They might see the top of my head. So that's a good point, Morgan.
Yeah, they'd really have to be some looky-loos.
And here's your water closet, but you also have a nice size walk-in closet. And there's room if you wanted to go higher, you could, and put some drop down or pull down rods. But this is a nice presentation.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's move along. Folks, leave us a message in the comments. What are your thoughts so far on this home? We'd love to hear from you. All right, now we're gonna make our way back across this great room. I'm gonna show you the mud area, the garage, and as I mentioned, the downstairs laundry room. All right, so the first thing I can say about this mud area, it's probably two or 1.5 times the size of most mudrooms that we see, because normally you're gonna see an area that maybe goes to here, maybe a little bit longer. So folks, you have 7 hooks up here to hang jackets. You have tons of cabinet space below. Those are also soft close. Ample cabinet space above, soft close as well. You have a linen closet here. I mean, this is very well thought out design.
Absolutely. I mean, you just come right into this from your garage, and it's very spacious.
It is. Now, folks, downstairs laundry room, because why not? You have a primary bedroom down. You don't want to have to go all the way upstairs to do your laundry. But look at this herringbone tile here. And you mentioned this, the green cabinetry. This is the same cabinetry that we saw in the kitchen. Quartz countertops, tons of cabinets, even a shelf on the top here. Plenty of room inside this. And remember, this is really just going to service the primary bedroom down. I also love the selection of the floors that they chose in here. This is really nice.
Yeah, it's almost like a stone tile.
Yeah, and the way it's laid, it makes the room feel even longer because you could have laid this tile the other direction and it wouldn't have the same pop to it. All right, now coming out of the laundry room, we're going to show you the garage, and I will point out some things in there as well. All right, so the first thing is it's a 2-car garage, 11-foot high ceilings in here, but you have this lip here at the back, which is nice. So if you have bicycles or some things you need to store, you can literally put them up on this lip. The other thing I have to point out is you have an outlet here. So if you have EV, this is I believe a 220, it might be a 240 outlet. So if you're an electric vehicle, you can plug in right here. You know, other than that, it's a basic garage, but it's nicely done. All right, let's go back inside. There's a couple of little things I'm going to point out. This home does have a lot of smart features. And a couple other features that we've never seen on homes. So as we go through, if you notice the outlets that run linear along the baseboard, these are screwless. The same with right here, the wall switches. You don't see any screws. So this home has a really nice clean feel to it. And there are certain outlets that have smart features on them. So as we go through, we'll point those out. For example, right here, right on cue. So wherever you see switches like this, those will sync with your cell phone. So if you're traveling, you're in Europe, you're out of the area, you can operate these lights from your cell phone. It's a really nice touch. All right, now we're going to take you up these beautiful floating stairs. And the other thing I want to point out is that for those of you who are looking at this and say, oh my God, there's a lot of glass there on the stairwell going up. This is tempered glass, folks. It has been inspected by not only the engineers, but the city, so it is safe, okay? So you have a nice glass look, which keeps the open feel of the house. And under the stairs here, there's some extra area. So as you can see, they staged it with a couple of chairs and a nice little, round table there. But look at the size of the windows here. I love the lighting in this home.
Me too.
And so even though that you have a lot of natural light, you have a ton. I don't know if I've been in a house that has so many LED lights in the ceiling. I mean, they're all over the place. And look at this. I mean, normally, look at this lineup right here. What is that? Wow. 7 LED lights along the ceiling, just linear going down. There is no area in this home where it feels dark. All right, now, beautiful floating stairs, and I want to talk about this. These are solid, folks. Where my fingers are wrapping underneath, this is all solid. So that's probably about 3 inches right there, all solid wood. Really nice touch. You also have on the stairs here, you have your stairway lighting going up. So I wish we were here at night to show you some of the lighting because it's pretty exceptional. Now coming up the stairs, you have another huge picture window here allowing that light to flood through on the stairs. But let's talk about this very cool chandelier. I mean, I don't even know how to describe this. It's like, what is it? 15 lights in one.
It's beautiful.
It is really nicely done. It hangs there perfectly. Perfect complement to this beautiful stairwell. And guess what, folks? My job on this tour is done. So I'm going to hand it over. I'm going to become your cameraman, videographer, and I'm going to let Morgan take care of the second floor of this home.
Welcome to the second floor. So on this floor, we have some really exciting rooms to cover, including 3 secondary bedrooms, a primary bedroom, as well as a cinema room and a powder room. So we will start with this side of the home first, which will feature the first 2 secondary bedrooms. And I do want to point out, this will be your powder bathroom. So this will cater to this landing point here on the second floor. So this could be your game room. But again, this is a nice powder bathroom. You have the same green cabinetry that we saw downstairs, as well as the quartz countertops in the kitchen. On this side, You do have a linen closet, so plenty of shelving for storage, or your towels maybe for that powder bathroom, and then as well as your laundry room, which will be right down this hallway. So we will continue down this hallway, and right here we have your second laundry room. And I love the design of this laundry room. I love the black and white as well as the green accents. They did a really beautiful tile backsplash that kind of wraps around this whole wall and on this wall as well.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It's really cool. Look at the floors.
Yeah, the floors are awesome. It's almost like this weaving pattern.
Right. I'm trying to get
black and white. It really adds a nice contrast to this room. And I love the accent of the window here, so it allows for a lot of natural light. You can it overlooks onto the front of the home here.
And you have the tall cabinets there as well.
Yes, you have the uppers, and then you have these nice deep cabinets here.
Very nice.
This allows for a lot of storage for your laundry room.
And
Love the quartz countertops. It's like a black marble, and then they did the white cabinetry.
Really nice. And the convenience.
Yes, the convenience of having a laundry room on the second floor that caters to all of these bedrooms on this floor is awesome. So nobody is left out in this home, from the downstairs to the upstairs. Everybody is thought of.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so we will make our way to this hallway here. This is going to lead you to your 2 secondary bedrooms. So we'll stop in here really briefly. This is secondary bedroom number 1, and every bedroom does have its own bathroom.
Nice.
Yes, and we'll see the same 8-inch baseboards with the linear outlets on the bottom there, and then you do have a nice walk-in closet that has shelving and some racks in there as well. So it's a nice, decent size for a secondary bedroom.
You know, the other thing I'll point out, these are good size secondary bedrooms, folks. You'll see as we go through.
Yes, and obviously this floor of the home is not staged, but this is still very spacious, so you can absolutely fit I would say, a queen or a king size bed still in here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, and then in this room here, this is your bathroom, and they did that green backsplash, but they took the flooring here with this cool, almost flower design, and they made it the flooring, but then they also did it for this surround that goes from the tub to the ceiling.
That's a nice touch.
Yeah.
And the shower niche
Yes.
for shampoo bottles and what have you right there.
Yeah, so pretty cool design. It's something you don't really see.
Kind of a cool vanity light as well.
Yes.
I don't know where he finds his lighting from, but it's...
Yeah, and everything that he uses is top quality. He didn't really cut any corners on the quality of this home, so really beautiful craftsmanship. We will cut across the hallway and go into secondary bedroom number 2 here. And this is definitely a little bit more spacious than the last one that we were just in, but you have this beautiful picture window as soon as you enter, so you get a lot of natural light overlooking out into the front entrance of the home. So you see all the beautiful trees and the greenery. It's really nice.
And you know, while you're talking about that, I really like the street here. You know, you can tell like the neighbors take pride in their properties. I mean, all the houses seem to be well maintained, very nicely landscaped. And look, folks, that's your value right there. The last thing you want to do is live in a neighborhood where some neighbors don't maintain their properties. It could potentially bring the neighborhood values down. So.
Exactly. So those things definitely matter. You do have a walk-in closet. It's a little small, but it is considered a walk-in closet or a step-in closet, as you would say.
Yeah, and I mean, for a secondary bedroom, I mean, it's fine. This would more than likely be a child's room or a teenager's room.
Exactly. And again, we'll see that's not the same, but they still continued on with the green accents. So we have a nice green tile surround from the tub to the ceiling, with silver hardware for the shower.
And you know what? We'll point out as well that he didn't do every secondary bathroom the same as far as the flooring and the tile that was selected. It's different.
Yeah, every bathroom bedroom is unique in its own right.
Right. Folks, we've been into so many homes where the developer's just like, okay, just put everything the same in all the secondaries. And so that to me is always a miss. So.
It always is a miss, and it just starts to feel like, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, they just like, let's just be done with this build.
It's a second thought. Yeah. Exactly. Okay, so coming up the stairs, this is your landing point here, but it's very spacious. So, you could make this your game room. This could be another lounge area where you put a couple of sofas, a TV hung up right there. So it's really spacious.
I agree with you. And the way it's designed, it's almost like 2 rooms in one.
Yes. Yes. So it's a funky design, but I think it's very, very functional.
Right.
And then on this wall, you do have a nice walk-in closet. So this will definitely cater to this landing point right here. And you have some custom shelves.
Nice.
For storage. All right. Now let's focus on secondary bedroom number 3. So just continuing on, before we make our way further into the bedroom, this is going to be your bathroom here. And instead of the green, they went with a darker color scheme. So this is almost like a black. It almost looks dark blue, but I think it's black. I could be wrong though.
Listen, your eyes are better than mine. I'm seeing like a brownish gray.
Whatever it is, it's a dark color scheme. But they went ahead and did some cool pattern on the flooring again here. And then you have this like gray tile, almost looks like cement, but it's not cement, of course. But this cool tile surround that goes from floor to ceiling too.
Really?
And then you do have a nice picture window in here, so allowing for that natural light again. And then you also have a linen closet in this bathroom.
Cool.
Yes. All right, so now we'll make our way into the secondary bedroom number 3. And you have a nice hallway that leads you in, so you're not just coming right into the bedroom, which I think is always a nice touch. Again, you have a beautiful picture window here, overlooking into the front of the home. So you see that beautiful tree-lined street. And then we also have double door entry into your walk-in closet.
So this is, I was gonna say, this is cool to have the double door.
Yes, right.
Closet.
Adds a little bit of drama too, going into your closet. You have some nice racks here, and then you also have custom shelving to the left.
Nice. The other thing I'll point out is in each one of these rooms, folks, they have equipped them with your chutes for your TV wires, cables to run down, your outlets on the wall. So really nicely done, so you can hang your flat screen TVs without any issue.
Yes, and also the ceiling fans, this is built in, so you can still remove it,
right,
and control your ceiling fan from there, but normally it's...
Yeah, and that's in every room.
Yes, so that's a nice touch. And one of my favorite features of this home is going to be the cinema room, and you have double door entry into it, but
wow.
They were already courteous enough and thoughtful to paint this completely black, from the ceiling to every single wall, the baseboards, and you do have carpet in here. So this is really the only only room that has carpet. I love the linear LED lights that they selected in here. I think it's really minimalist, but it's a really nice, nice cinema room.
Yeah, let me also point out, when speaking to the developer, we mentioned earlier in the tour the rock wool insulation. They did that throughout this room, including the ceiling. So if you're in here and you want to set up this really cool sound system, it's going to sound so good inside this room because of the sound insulation that they've done in here.
Yeah, just imagine everything that you'd watch in here would just be 2 times that. Okay. Then behind these doors, you do have double entry door into another closet here. So maybe you store I don't know, a popcorn machine or something like.
Well, you can do that, but it's also a great room to put your AV equipment.
Yeah, your
So,
AV equipment,
maybe,
blankets, etc. Like,
yeah,
it's just a nice space to have. I don't think we normally see a storage closet in the cinema room.
at least not that big.
Yeah, we haven't really seen that, so it's a nice touch. All right, so now we'll make our way to the second primary bedroom. It's beautiful. My favorite touch is the bathroom, but follow me this way. So we have a nice, expansive hallway. So this has a nice width as you're walking down.
And before you go any further, Morgan, I want to point out, folks, you do have attic access here, and this home has 2 tankless water heaters that are in the attic, and it also has 3 air conditioning units. So one of them takes care of the entire downstairs, the first floor. The other one takes care of basically this room here on the second floor.
Right.
And the third one takes care of the primary, which Morgan is about to showcase.
Yes, so that's always nice. You can control your temperature in your own bedroom, which I always liked. Okay, so we just went down one hallway, now we're gonna go down another hallway to get to the primary, but if you wanna come this way, you do have another storage closet. So
Goodness gracious.
plenty of storage closets in this home.
Tons of them.
And very spacious too. So this is a door that leads out onto your balcony or your terrace, but we'll go out there after we hit the primary bedroom first.
Okay.
Okay, so as you enter, you have this really nice, expansive master bedroom, or primary, excuse me. I love that they did the same wood beams at the top. And again, you have a lot of LED lights at the top as well. But look at the amount of windows in this home. So you've got 4 here. So you see out there, and then you have this nice sliding door that leads out onto the terrace. But you get a lot of natural light alone just from these windows.
Absolutely.
Yes, and it's really spacious. So
this room is huge.
yeah, so
I mean, easy king size bed all day long.
absolutely.
And large nightstands, and for those of you who still have dressers and things, there's tons of wall space and area to put all types of bedroom furniture in here.
Definitely. I mean, you could put a seating area on this side or this side and still feature your bed and your dressers and, you know, etc.
Absolutely.
They did put the TV mount on this side, so you could totally do that side of the wall, or you could do this side.
All right, let's go see your favorite part of this room.
Yes, my favorite is the primary bathroom. I love the color choices that they did in here. And if you just come inside, you can see for yourself. We have this beautiful, almost like what would you call this type of flooring?
I don't know, but I really like it.
Yes.
And once again, you know, all of the bathrooms have different selection of flooring and tile surround. So it's just really well thought out.
Yes, so we have this beautiful same quartz countertops that we saw in the kitchen. We have the green cabinetry here, but everything, I just love the color scheme in here. I think it's really clean, it's really seamless, and it'll still go with a lot of different decor. I love the white tub, and it has this like ribbed pattern going on. So it really gives it a nice texture. It really stands out once you enter into the bathroom. I love the, is it herringbone or?
It is a herringbone pattern.
Herringbone pattern that goes floor to ceiling as well. You have 2 vanities, which is nice. And then this beautiful walk-in shower that you can't miss. So you have a nice long bench here. The same flooring, they did that on the shower nook. And then you have this beautiful wood material for the backsplash.
Well, let's call it wood-like.
Yeah, wood-like.
But also, you have that LED lighting inside the little shampoo niche.
Yes, I almost missed that. Yes, you do have LED lighting in the nook, which is nice. You have a nice window here, so you get that natural light. But then, for your hardware, you've got a shower head, you've got a handheld here, and then you've got another shower head here. So.
Yeah, this is, You know, and it's funny, we're starting to work with a lot more builders and featuring their homes before they're, you know, obviously before they're sold, but every builder seems to have some signature touches.
Yes.
And I'm seeing with Majestad homes that this long shower bench that runs linear, basically the length or the width of the shower.
Yeah, and I like that because normally you just see it maybe on the opposite side of the shower head.
Right.
But here, I mean, you can still, you know, let the water splash on you, and you know you can still sit down.
Yeah, it's really nicely done.
It is. I love his bathrooms. Okay, so that's the primary bathroom. You do have your water closet here, and you'll have the same flooring leading into that water closet. Now, this closet, beautifully done. Beautifully done. Again, we have this beautiful green sage paint, plenty of shelving, racks, and it goes from floor to ceiling, so there's really no space that was left out. We have to talk about this beautiful chandelier here, and this how expansive this island is. What do you think about this closet?
I really like it. I mean, you have a large island, but it kind of goes to show you that this is a really large closet because you have plenty of room to walk around the island. You're not cramped up in here.
No, it's not narrow at all, and I love the amount of drawers that also come with the island on both sides.
Yeah, so there's 9 drawers on this side. I imagine there's 9
on this side.
Okay.
Too. Yes.
And then let's also talk about when we were in the Bender's Landing house, his signature touch of putting the lighting inside. Folks, it may be hard to see now, but there is LED lighting inside.
He's got the strips inside.
Right, so that's a pretty cool touch. Now, I'm not saying we haven't seen that before, but it's nice to see that this builder is doing that in pretty much all of his closets.
Yes, so it's very well lit, it's well thought out, and just the color choices I think in this home were an excellent choice.
I agree with you. Yeah, this is cool. Now, our question is always, would Melanie approve? Only for her.
Yes, this would be spacious enough for Melanie, and then you would have...
I'd take the downstairs primary closet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Well, this is a great home. Let's go show the terrace.
Yes, we'll go towards the terrace now.
And as we're going out there, I also want to point out another touch, if you will. These windows here on the exterior have a special laminate coating on them that helps with the sound insulation as well. So I definitely wanted to point that out. All right, so let's step out onto this terrace.
So this is nice and spacious. It's very long. And again, there's 2 entrances. So you have one entrance from the primary bedroom, but then remember there was a hallway leading you towards your primary bedroom, so you can enter this balcony from that door as well. You have a wood ceiling, 2 fans, which is really nice because, you know, Houston, it gets hot, so just having that extra circulation here is a really nice touch. I love the flooring that they did. It's like a black tile. What do you think?
I like it. It's very spacious, so you can put tables and chairs out here. You can put some chase lounges.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You also have an outlet here. So if you wanted to maybe put in, there's actually 2 outlets. So if you wanted to do maybe even a small grill on the top patio, you could do that.
Yeah.
Or plug in a refrigerator out here, whatever, but it's nicely done.
It is. It's just another nice space to have, you know, for you to enjoy outside. All right. So we will, we're going to go to the primary bedroom and go back inside.
All right, now we can get a view of this bedroom from the other side, from the balcony side, and it is quite large.
Yeah, so definitely leave us some comments. Let us know what you guys think about this home.
Yeah, folks, as we mentioned earlier, 2 primary bedrooms, 1 down, 1 up, 2 laundry rooms, smart features in this house, over 6,000 square feet, Garden Oaks, highly desired area, priced very well at $2,299,000. I think it's an exceptional build.
Yeah, the craftsmanship alone
Right.
is beautifully done.
And speaking with the developer, before he launched his own company, he worked for national home builders and really honed his craft and decided to go out on his own. And I think he's done an exceptional job. That wraps up this latest episode of Inside Houston Real Estate. I'd like to give a huge thank you to Majestad Homes for allowing us to film their property. Folks, definitely hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and leave us some comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts about this home. What was your favorite feature? And if you're looking to see a certain building on this channel, a certain master plan community, and you'd like us to feature it, definitely let us know in the comments. Lastly, we can arrange a private tour for you of this home. Reach out. Our contact information is in the description below. Thanks for watching as always, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one.